What you'll need to accomplish this hairstyle is a large brush if you have thicker hair, a comb, specifically with this type of handle, it's easy to do a part. Then you'll need some regular bobby pins that match the color of your child's hair. Also, I would recommend these larger bobby pins that are called hairpins. They have them in this small size or they have them in this larger size, which I really recommend for people who have long or thick hair. You'll need some hair ties, and to finish everything out, you'll need a hairnet that matches the color of your child's hair. Make sure you also have some Stronghold hairspray. Tresemme is a really good brand for hairspray. I would recommend the number 4 or number 5 extra hold. The part is going to be on the left side, so you would just take your comb and run it through the hair until you've achieved a good side part. Once you've done that, I'd recommend getting the hair wet. It's easiest to braid and do a bun with hair that is slightly damp, especially if you have thicker hair. After you've parted the hair, the next step is to section off the hair. I'm taking the comb and bringing it to the middle of the part and just bringing it down to about behind the ear. Then I'm just using an elastic to kind of hold the hair back while I work on the braid. So you're going to take the sectioned hair and then split it into 3 sections. You want to start the sections kind of small, and then eventually you'll build in more hair as you go. Once you have the 3 sections, you're going to take the bottom section and fold it over the middle section, and then you'll take the section that's farthest back and then fold it over that middle section. Once you've done that, it should create that cross. Then you're going to take the frontmost section and cross it over again, but this time you gather more hair from the bottom and cross it over the middle section. And then you'll do the same thing from the back. You take some hair from the back and cross it over the middle section again. Each time you finish a cross, I like to just make sure the pieces before it are nice and tight, because if you don't pull it tightly, then you're going to have a really loose braid, and that is not something we want for competitions. Then from there, you just keep crossing the front and back sections alternatively and adding in more hair. Once you've reached to behind the ear, you can stop French braiding and just braid normally. Make sure you're braiding backwards. You don't want to continue braiding down, because then you'll get some bumps when you bring it back into the bun. You want to make sure you're braiding on a curve, that way when you tuck it into the bun, it's already in place. You don't need to braid until the end of the hair. You can stop it to about 3/4 of the way. You just want it long enough so that it will fit into the bun. Once you finish with the braid, you're going to remove the sections and gather the hair into a low ponytail right at the nape of the neck. Once you've created that low ponytail, then you're going to add in the braided section. At this point, you might need to get the hair wet again, which Taylor has done. A bun is easiest to do when your hair is damp, so I would recommend bringing a spray bottle filled with water to every competition. The next step is to section your ponytail into sections, and this will depend on how thick your hair is. If you have thinner hair, then 2 sections might be sufficient. I'd say the golden number is 3, so if you're not sure, just go with 3. If you have thicker hair like Taylor, then you might need to do 4 sections. You don't have to section all the pieces right away. Just eyeball it in the beginning just to make sure that you can do 4 even sections, or if you're doing 3. But you want to do 1 section at a time. The next step is to twist the section. I would twist to the left, so away from your dancer. From there, you're going to hold onto the ponytail and take the twisted section and start wrapping it around where the elastic is in the ponytail. From here, you're going to insert the hairpins. Now you're going to be using those hairpins I talked about earlier. I would start with the smaller ones first, just because there's less hair in the bun. Right where the twisted section and the crown of the head meet is where you're going to insert that hairpin. The goal is to get the hairpin to reach all the way through the elastic of the ponytail, because that really secures it in place. From here, you're just going to continue doing that all the way around the twisted section. Once you reach the end of the section, just continue to twist it and secure it with another hairpin. Another little trick, if you have a dancer that has layered hair or just uneven ends, you'll take a regular bobby pin and just use that bobby pin to secure away those little edges of the section. If you're not sure how many bobby pins to use, just kind of use your fingers and see if there's any sections that are coming up. Right here, I can feel the twisted section lifting from the head, and so I know to put another hairpin there. And you basically just repeat those steps for the rest of the hair. So I'm just getting another section, I'm twisting it to the left away from the dancer, and you'll just continue to wrap. Whenever you have a new section, you want to make sure you wrap it in front of the old section. You don't want to put it on top, because that will not create the flat bun that we're going for. Once you reach the point where the bun is much thicker, then you can add in those larger hairpins. Now onto the third section, same thing, you're going to wrap away from the dancer and place that section in front of the previous section. The bottom of the bun can sometimes become the loosest just because it's closest to the nape of the neck, so make sure you're putting in some extra bobby pins in that area. Once you get to the last section, if you feel like it's too thick, then you can always do more sections. So in this case, because Taylor's hair is a lot thicker, I'm going to split this up into 2 sections. Once you finish with the last section, you just want to kind of feel around for any places that would need more hairpins. So like right here, this is coming up a little bit, so I'm going to add another one. And always err on the side of caution, so the more bobby pins, the better. Once you finish with the bun, I just like to spray it with hairspray a little bit. It helps the hairnet kind of stay into place. From there, you're going to take your hairnet. Make sure you bring a lot of these to competitions because they tend to break very easily. But you'll take the 2 knots that are on the side. You're going to take the first knot and put it underneath the bun and pull. Twist at the top and cross it over again. Depending on how big your dancer's bun is, you might have to cross over a few times. So I've reached the amount that I can cross over, so I'm going to take the excess hairnet and just twist it and take a regular bobby pin and just tuck it into the rest of the bun. Before you pin away any stray pieces of hair, I would hairspray first. Then once you've done that, you can pin away any bangs that are hanging down or stray hairs. and make sure you pin backwards and as close to the bun as possible.